So I should say thank you because he goes to work every day. And I said, yeah, you don't have to say thanks every day, but you could throw in like, you're so thankful that he brings home a paycheck. You're so thankful that you can get whatever you're getting for the kids for Christmas.
People getting divorced,
tearing their families apart, coasting through marriage,
or fighting their way through it. I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn.
We came back from the depths of hell to save our abusive, our toxic marriage.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage. My wife is a strong-ass woman. I want to talk about independence today. In the last episode 20 already, honey. We're cruising the last few weeks, guys. We are trying to get you information fast. We talked about expectations, and one of the last things that you said, it really got me thinking about how much this, I know this matters for men. I don't know about the other way around. You'll have to fill us in. But you said, I needed to go through, kind of push the limits, process it all, and have the meltdown. Mm-hmm. And what I recognize in that is a strong woman, that you don't want to always ask for help. You do want to figure things out. You are freaking capable to accomplish anything that you want. And I think that a lot of men struggle with having a strong ass woman. Do women find the same thing with having a strong ass man? And I don't mean, two type A's, two, towering over each other. We're always in charge. Like, I just mean in general, like independent, strong, powerful, can accomplish.
Women, in my opinion, with the women that I've worked with, women do not struggle with having a strong husband. They struggle with being too strong. So keep in mind, we attract a certain breed of people into our program. Mm-hmm. And I, in particular, attract a certain breed of woman. I would say more than 50% of the women that I work with are strong ass versions of me.
Mm-hmm. I would say 100% of the men that come to my program, I was going to say 100. I guess I should be, just in case, 92% of them have wives that are like you, strong ass women. I think there's a reason for that. Besides just who you are, it's also the relationship you've cultivated.
It's the relationship that you've cultivated. And what happens is, in these relationships, everybody has faults, but I started out as a strong woman. And then because I didn't have someone to lead me, I didn't have someone to make decisions, because you allowed me to be in that role. And I think that's very, very common with men, but what that does to women, and it just makes them stronger. It makes them more independent. I have a few women in my program right now, and their men they don't want them to be, they appreciate that they're strong women, but they'll use words like their wives will steamroll them or undermine their decisions, all things that we've talked about, that we've really worked on, so that I can, cool it a little bit, which I like it. By the way, as a strong woman, when you realize that it's okay, it's safe to fall into that. It's okay to fall into that. Someone's going to hold you up. Nothing's going to fall apart if you don't make all the decisions. Like, what? Once you realize that that's okay, it's so, I don't even know the word.
I think it's liberating. It's liberating because it's also freedom on our side as the man, right? Here's why: because you're working towards a partnership, right? And we have maybe a skewed view on leadership compared to a lot of people, but I believe there's certain levels of leadership that man needs to bring, which is the safety, the mood, the environment. And by the way, I'm not the best at that. You're there for me too, right? But because I can support you and allow you to feel is really what it is, then, and it's not like men can't feel, but it's a whole nother episode. But the whole point is, then it's liberating, it's freedom, because as you embrace the leadership there, say, using that example from the last episode where you had just need help with the kids. So you're feeling, okay, actually was, I'm going to leave.
I cried and said, I'm going to leave if you don't help me.
So using that example, by creating the environment where you can just get that out there, that's the extent of, I believe, my responsibility for leadership. The rest we figure out together.
Yes. And, you had a really good point. I didn't know where we were going to go with this episode, leading from the other one. But the reason that I pushed myself all the way to the meltdown was because I am capable. And in my mind, I should be able to handle the kids. I should be able to handle their emotions. I should be able to handle their public displays of chaos. And
did you hear in her mind the expectations you have of
yourself? I had
right?
expectations of myself. And so by the time I got to the point of asking for help, I was so far beyond using the communication skills that I have that I just cried and said, leaving you if you don't help me, which by the way is an ultimatum. That's not even a boundary. That's an ultimatum.
But it's just not true when you're at where we're at, because when you're where we're at, see, I don't take it personally anymore. Right. Just like, you can get it out. Right. And so here's what I really want to encourage.
I also knew that he didn't want me to leave him, so I knew he'd help me with the kids. Just kidding.
Oh, so it's manipulation.
No, I just thought of that. I thought it was funny.
It was cute.
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to first understand. People talk about couple goals. They still hashtag that shit, I think. Probably.
I think they do, yeah.
Couple goals, heart, whatever. Listen, we figured out something along this journey a long, long time ago. And that is, you can be a superpower couple. Okay? What does that look like? Embrace your strong ass woman. And I mean it. Fuck this shit with, oh my gosh, she's too independent. Oh my gosh, she's just controlling. Oh my gosh, she. Forget the feminism crap. Feminism, masculinity, saying it's toxic. That's just society's marriage. It's not working for them either. It's getting worse. We are getting everywhere. And we rebuilt life so fast. We rebuilt us. I wouldn't say fast, but so powerfully well. Well, we didn't have the skills at the time, but so powerfully well. Why we're so strong together, why it's a superpower couple, is because I embraced her strength. Now, flip side. You said something earlier, key though. You allowed me to step into that, to be able to take you,
right,
to be able to get you into a place where you could feel again, where you could trust me again, where you could believe that the new guy was real, where all these things. Can you speak to that for the women that are listening, to inspire them a little bit, give them some tools so that because a lot of men are trying, they're trying so damn hard. And I'm not saying you have to do my program to get there. I didn't. I did lots of programs, read lots of books, but there are things that women can do for sure. Don't make our guys feel crushed, because just so you know, if you have a happy wife, happy life husband, even if he's raging on you, okay, that's just the part of the cycle, okay? Ultimately, he loves you and wants to please you, and he doesn't know how to get out from underneath you. He's actually afraid. I got guys that are afraid to invest in themselves we would never ask each other for, can we buy a program to invest in ourselves? We would just do it, right? And talk about it after. Now we're in a position financially to do that stuff, but these guys my guys are so afraid of her mood, of how she's gonna react if she's not even gonna like the date. Can you speak?
Yes, I can. This is a really tough one, because it took a lot for me to allow you to step in as someone that I could depend on, as someone that I believed could lead me. It's almost painful for a woman sometimes to say, okay, I'm going to trust my husband. And the reason is because they maybe have tried to trust their husbands before and their husbands have let them down. But that's part of life. You have to fail in order to get better, to be successful. You have to have failures. And so I think for women, I guess the best thing I could do is I just want to acknowledge that it's really, really hard. And the stronger you are, the more independent you are, the more you've had to do things on your own, the more your husband has proved to you that you have to be the one to pick up the slack, and you have to be the one to make the decisions. You have to be the one to make the schedule. You have to be. Well, when your husband starts to make changes, you have to, there's those words again, you have to give him an opportunity to show you. And if he fails, do you know what? Support him in trying again. You will never be able to step back and be less of that, go woman, which is exhausting, by the way, if you don't let your husband pick up some of the slack. No woman was meant to do everything in the relationship. So if you feel like you're doing everything, now your husband might be providing, maybe he feels like he's doing everything. That goes back to the expectation episode we talked about last time, but no one was meant to do everything. So if you cannot step back and give your husband some space to be the man that you need him to be, you're never going to allow him to be that man.
I love that. And also, I'm going to go with gratitude. There's like a 2-stage process here with gratitude. See, in the beginning, when your husband's like the man I'm describing, he might say thank you and he might mean it. And a lot of that, the sticky note example, right? A lot of that is undermined. All the love is undermined by the trash talk and the fights and the garbage. But the moment that I started to really appreciate you again, and then you taught me a whole lot more about gratitude much later in your journey. But the more you put the gratitude out towards me, and I think that maybe was I don't even know. I feel like it could have been part of your journey to be able to accept me stepping up to be the new guy or whatever. But once you start being grateful for your partner, whatever stage you're at, like this is my favorite example. You wouldn't even be making changes if it wasn't for your partner. Let's get real. There's a very few select people that try to make changes when it's too late, right?
Yeah, you need somebody really close to you to call you on your shit.
Yeah.
And that happens in marriage very easily.
Very easily. But I think it's such a tough one because, you know, by the time, like the most common example is trash. Your women complain about your husband in the trash. My guys constantly tell, I just took the trash out. She's yelling at me. You never take the trash out. Like, that's how badly she's common. Triggered, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
It's such a common complaint.
I'm like, I have to almost start confirming, did you actually take the trash out? Or did you think about it? You know, like it's crazy. But anyways, that's not getting you the same result that you want. Just complaining and bitches. So just appreciate what he did do right. And I think this will go both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, gratitude is huge. And one of the things I thought about when you were saying that is that in relationship, we get into something called negative sentiment override. It's exactly what it sounds like. You are overridden by negative sentiment. So when your husband, you know, if I had negative sentiment override right now, I probably would have something wrong with the way he just drank his club soda. It's you notice all of the negative things. So maybe he did take the trash out. And the trash is such a funny thing because like, just take it out yourself. And this is what I will tell my wives. If it bothers you that much, I mean, your husband is probably tired. Maybe he has a stressful work day. Like, where is your empathy? Take your own trash out. Like, anyway, and there's obviously more than
obviously
that conversation.
Yeah.
But negative sentiment override, you're noticing all the negative things. So maybe he took the trash out 9 out of 10 times, and on that 10th time, you notice it because you're noticing the negative. You didn't say thank you the other 9 times that you took out the leaking bag of trash.
Oh, what a good example. See, you want to be.
You only find the negative.
Yeah, what a good example. 9 times. That's so true. It's probably the best example ever. 9 times you didn't say thank you.
So the reason gratitude is important is because when you start to look at the positive, you'll start to think that's how you're going to get out of negative sentiment override. Start looking for it, look for the positive perspective. And when you see something positive, show gratitude. And I'll have women, not usually women in my course, but I will have women who don't make it as far as into my course, who they just refuse to thank their husband. And I'm like, well, good luck with your divorce.
Yes.
You know, like you should be saying thank you. Like someone said to me, so I should say thank you because he goes to work every day. And I said, yeah, you don't have to say it thanks every day, but you could throw in like, you're so thankful that he brings home a paycheck. You're so thankful that you can get whatever you're getting for the kids for Christmas. You know, he should also be thanking you for taking care of your hellions that you have to raise. And I don't know if your kids are hellions, but you know, I'm just assuming.
Don't lie.
Yeah. But the gratitude should go both ways because then, you know, you avoid complacency and there's some of the unmet expectations that you avoid.
So now, let me tie this back now. Okay. So when you use things like gratitude for your strong ass partner, you either have one or it's buried deep down. I know you're known for bringing that powerful woman out, you know, or a man in my program is trying to prove he's the strong ass man and he's been so beaten down for so long. Again, whoever's listening, you're in charge. Start leading with gratitude.
Yeah.
The 9 times that you've been missing.
You cannot go wrong with gratitude.
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong.
If it's real, go back a few episodes and
don't just say an empty thank you like you're 3 years old saying thank you for a sucker.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Gratitude. It can be more than a thank you. But use gratitude. Can't go wrong.
That's right.
We can end with that.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.